My name is Smith Suvarna and I'm at Renault. And this is the 2019 Renault Duster facelift. We were all expecting Renault to launch the second generation of the Duster in India like they did in most of the markets. Instead, we got a comprehensively facelifted version of the current generation Duster. But that's a really good move, and if you watch the video till the end, you'll probably find yourself agreeing with me. You can now get the Renault Duster in two new colors, one being the mahogany brown. I really like that color because it's very unique, and I say it's unique because it's unique only to a Duster. My guess is that we'll see it in some of the other Renault products moving forward as well. The other color is this Caspian blue shade. To be very honest, when I first saw this in the pictures, I didn't really like it. I didn't like it when I saw it in flesh either. It's a little loud for my taste, but for some weird reason, this color has actually started to grow on me. Strange. Why fix something that's not broken? The Duster has always been a brilliant compact SUV. Good looks, great presence, space, comfort, etc. But there were some things that were not quite working for it. And Renault has worked on at least a few of those things and made the Duster an overall much better package. I say that the Duster is a much better package now than it was earlier because Renault has made all the changes, made the car look a lot better without increasing the prices even a bit. The car costs exactly the same variant to variant as they did earlier. I feel this Duster looks a lot better than the previous version. The new face with an all-new bonnet have done wonders. You now get what Renault likes to call a trichrome grille with piano black inserts and a huge Renault logo in the center. You also get an all-new glossy skid plate and a much wider honeycomb air dam. The headlamps are now projectors, which are ironically missing in the next-gen Duster sold in most of the markets, so that's a nice touch. You also get LED DRLs and they look quite good. And a little interesting bit here is this Renault badging in the headlamp housing. You now also have a new fog lamp housing with chrome garnish above it. You also get roof rails as you did earlier, and they look very good, gives it a more rugged appeal, and more importantly, it's functional. The side profile of the new Duster remains pretty much the same, save for the alloy wheel design, which I think looks very interesting. Renault likes to call it the Everest diamond cut alloy wheels, and thanks to that, I think the side profile now looks very, very striking. Apart from the alloy wheels, there are no other changes on the side. I just wish they had given pull type door handles over here, but then this is more like a personal preference. I know some people who actually prefer the flap type handles, so I guess this is good for them. Nothing much has changed over here at the rear except for the seat fabric design, but I'm gonna get in and show you just how much space there is on offer over here. Let's go. Once you're here, you'll realize that there's a good amount of space on offer. The legroom is good, the knee room is pretty good as well, and this seat has been adjusted for my driving position and this has been pushed all the way back. I will move there and show you how much space there is on offer when you have a taller passenger sitting in the front passenger seat. But as of now, this looks pretty comfortable. The seat themselves are very comfortable. The under thigh support is also pretty good. The only issue I have over here is that there are no door pockets. You cannot store anything over here, at least not in the doors. But on the upside, you get three headrests over here. Two of them are adjustable, this one is not. I think you can definitely sit three people over here because the cabin is quite wide and three people will really be comfortable even if you're on a long journey. And if you're just two people sitting over here, there's a center armrest with cup holders, and I think people sitting in the back seats are going to be very comfortable in this car. As I said, I've pushed the seat all the way back, but still there's decent amount of knee room and there's some leg room as well. There's more headroom over here than you'll ever need. Even if you're like 6'4", 6'5", I think you'll be fine. For guys like me, I'm just 5'9". I think I can probably sit one more person above my head. Or maybe not. There are two cabin lights for the passengers at the rear. There's one on this side and one over here. The rear also has a couple of minor changes. The first one being this matte black tailgate embellisher. The second change here as well is the skid plate. It now comes with a glossy finish. LED tail lamps are standard across variants as it was earlier. I will quickly show you the boot. To access it, you have to press this button, and it's a bit of a task to press the button, But once you're here, you will realize that it's a very well-shaped boot, very spacious, 475 liters, and minimal intrusion from the suspensions. You get a light over here, and I think this is enough for your long weekend luggage or even for your trip to Ladakh. And this is the other side of the Duster, and just like the previous version, this is actually the same as that side, except for this key thing over here. Yeah, except for that, it's the same. So I guess it's time to get inside and show you what's new in this amazing looking SUV. Unfortunately, still does not come with keyless go or push button start, but you press this button obviously to open the door, and the door is now open. There are some noticeable changes here, and the moment you get in, you will realize that the cabin looks more plush now. The door handles now get this glossy silver finish and feel quite premium. And the AC vents on the sides also have the highlights around them finished in the same shade. The center AC vents are rectangular with chrome surrounds, and the center console gets a piano black finish along with stone grey surround that has some interesting detailing at the top. You get blue highlights on the dash. My guess is that it's going to be the same as the body color, and I think I would have liked a little more of it, just to give some more color to the cabin. But to be honest, at this point I'm just nitpicking because it looks pretty good as it is. Another cool touch, literally, is this cool glove box apart from the regular glove box which comes with a lamp inside. And the fabric design is also new, and I must admit, it looks quite classy. One more change here is the instrument cluster, which has received an update too. The infotainment system has been updated with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and you get another feature called Eco Guide that basically gives you an idea about how you've been driving and how you should drive to make the most out of the fuel in your tank. The response of the touchscreen isn't the best though. Reverse parking sensors are standard across variants, and the top of the line RXZ trim gets a reverse parking camera as well. You have an option of Eco Drive mode. If you want to save fuel, you can switch to this drive mode. The Renault Duster is still lagging a bit in terms of practicality, as you get only a small door pocket that can house a couple of half-liter water bottles over here, and at the rear seats you don't get any door pockets at all. Even overall, you have very limited number of cubby holes to store your knickknacks. You get no mirror on this sun visor, but you do on the other one. Still don't come with lights though. You get a couple of lights here as you did earlier, but still no auto dimming IRVM. I still have a couple of issues with the ergonomics over here, like the placement of the switches for the headlight leveling, mirror adjustment, power windows, etc. But then again, that's a personal preference. But the headlights plus indicators and the wiper controls need to swap places because this gets too confusing. I still keep turning on the wipers instead of the indicators time and again. The controls for the infotainment system is behind the steering wheel, and I actually like that. It kind of makes the steering wheel look more neat. Talking about the safety, the Duster is now safer than ever. The car always felt like it was built really well, but it did lack some safety tech. Not anymore though. All variants of this compact SUV now come with dual front airbags, ABS with EBD, speed and impact sensing door locks, and seatbelt reminders. Needless to say, the Duster looks better, fresher, has more features, and I personally feel it's ready to take on the competition. But does it still feel as good to drive? Let's find out. While it would have been really nice to have the next generation Duster in India, I understand the reservations against launching an all-new car with all-new engine options given the uncertainty in the market on various fronts. So this second facelift, I think, is a really good move. And after my experience with it for 3 days, I feel it should ideally be a game changer. I drove the Duster for the first time in 2013, then again in 2017 for quite a bit, but I haven't had a chance to drive the car since then. So I was quite excited for this opportunity. And boy oh boy, did it put a smile on my face or what. A big smile rather. A really big smile. The Renault Duster is available in two engine options. One is the 1.5 litre petrol that produces about 106 bhp of power. And I haven't had a chance to drive that a lot, so I'll talk about that later at some other stage. We'll talk about the car that I've been driving for the past 2 days. It's the Renault Duster DCI RXZ trim. It's a 1.5 litre turbocharged diesel motor that produces about 110 bhp of power and 245 Newton meters of torque. And if I have to define the performance of this engine in one word, it's phenomenal. It is absolutely phenomenal. Let me just show this to you. The way this car pulls, it's absolutely phenomenal. What an amazing motor. It comes mated to a 6-speed EMT, or the one that I've been driving. It's a 6-speed manual, and the performance of this gearbox is again phenomenal. I think I'll be using that word a lot today, so apologies for that in advance, but it's just that good. The gearbox is very smooth, very slick shifting, the throws are very short. Again, as I said, phenomenal. You feel like it redlines too soon, which is actually at 5000 RPM, so it's not exactly too soon. It's just that the acceleration is so brisk that you feel like it's redlining too soon. It actually does not. I mean, 5000 RPM is pretty decent for a diesel motor. In my opinion, this diesel motor is one of the best in the country, at least in this segment, or segments above as well. And it's not just the power that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the way the power is delivered. The turbo lag is so well contained, it's almost non-existent. So unlike a lot of other turbo diesels, the low end of this car is actually quite decent. And the mid-range is absolutely bonkers. Look at the way it pulls. Look at this pull. Look at this pull. It's a mad machine in the mid-range. And there's enough grunt even at the top. And that's why I say the way the power is delivered, it's very, very impressive. I'm gonna launch the car this one time. Gonna rev it till about 4000 RPM. Wow! Wow! Revs all the way till 5000 RPM. The amount of pull over here is absolutely bonkers. This car is special. It really is. And what's really impressive are the NVH levels, because very little diesel clatter actually creeps into the cabin, even in the top end. So yeah, this car is something. It really is. This motor is something. I think any car with the same motor is just this good. But Duster, with the price that it comes for, is... Sorry about that. Yeah, Duster with the price that it comes for, it's too good. The ride and handling has always been the strong point of Duster, and it continues to be so because it's simply incredible. It is second to none. These little potholes, bad patches on roads, all of these little things, they don't let the Duster break even a sweat. That's how good the ride in this car is. The Duster tackles everything our roads throw at us with ease. Just look at this. How good is this? Look at how it glides over these bad patches of roads. You don't feel a thing. I don't know how they've managed to do this, but they've done a fantastic job. Absolutely fantastic job. I'm gonna go over a speed breaker and you should check this out. Look at this. See? The response from the steering wheel is again fantastic. It weighs up really well and offers good feel and feedback too. The braking is also really, really good because it offers good stopping power, the bite is really good and is very sure-footed. The high-speed stability is flawless and there is almost no body roll, which is astonishing because the ground clearance is actually quite generous. So I think it's safe to say that the Duster is probably the best in terms of ride and handling in its segment, and probably even segments above this. And you don't have to believe me. You can walk into any of the 7 Trident Renault dealerships in Bangalore and take a test drive and see for yourselves. But believe me when I say this, the Duster is a great car not only for enthusiasts like us, but also for people who just like to chill out and, cruise along on the highways, because you have cruise control over here and you have this really cool armrest and you can just sit back, relax. I really like this armrest, especially for highway drives, even though it's not very practical for city use because it kind of gets in the way of you shifting gears, but it's still pretty good. I think it's kind of insane how the Duster offers you everything a compact SUV can possibly offer you. Good space, comfort, great road presence to go along with incredible performance and impeccable handling. It is incredible. It even returns you good mileage. I mean, I've been managing about 15 to 16 and I haven't exactly been going light-footed anyway, so I think it's a complete package. So should you buy one? Well, after driving the Duster for almost 3 days now, I can safely tell you that this is the best compact SUV in our market, hands down. Yes, it does miss out on a few features, but what it offers adds up to a lot more than what it doesn't. It scores really well where it matters. In fact, if somebody gave me 15 lakhs and told me to buy a new car, I think I'd put my money on the Renault Duster 2019. That was my review of the Renault Duster 2019. If you'd like to book yourself this amazing compact SUV or any Renault car for that matter, you can walk into any of the 7 Trident Renault dealerships in Bangalore and book yourself one. If you like this video, do give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, family, literally everyone. Do join a group on Facebook, it's called Designated Motorheads, and maybe just follow me on Instagram too. I'll see you soon. Bye. This is such a good car. This is such a good car. I don't want to go. I don't want to leave this car back at Trident Renault. I don't want to give it back to them. I wish I can buy this. I'm back at Trident Renault. This is where you have to come if you want to buy the Duster or any Renault car. And now it's time to give the car back to them. I really don't want to give it back. I've had so much fun with it. It is such a brilliant car. It's sad that I have to part ways with it. But hopefully I'll get to drive this again soon. Hopefully very, very soon. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon as well.